Hello, 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 hello. How are you? This is Els Kimmy from Bemis Crafty Corner, and I have a project for us today. And this one is, well, it's an over the top. I like things that you can move around in your journal. So this one is an over the top. And let me go ahead and bring something over here so we can see this. So what it is you can put this over the top of a journal page, okay? There's going to be a pocket, and you can put it either way. There's a pocket, and when you open this up, there's a pocket here. And if you flip the page over, you've got a tuck spot over here, and you've got another pocket there, okay? So you can do it either way. You can do it this way, or you can do it the other way. Whichever way you want to put it on the page will work. So this is a file folder project. So we're going to be doing this one today. I'm going to get all the supplies, and I'll be right back, and we'll talk about all of the things that you're going to need to do this. I'll be right back. So we are going to want a file folder. You're going to want paper that is at least 8 by 8. A couple of different sheets of that because you want that contrast. You're going to want your paper trimmer. You are going to be using a scoreboard, but you don't have to, okay? So we're going to do, first things, we're going to get our base. And our base for this is 3.5 inches wide. Okay? And it is 7.5 inches from the fold. So this is our fold, so we're going to put that at 7.5 inches, and then we're going to take off this bottom piece. And the reason I made it at 7.5 is so that it would fit in most average journals, okay? So that's the first piece. Now we are going to be cutting a little bit more. The next piece we want is the tab. If you don't have it, that's fine. But we do want the tab if we can get it. So what we want is a piece that's 2 3/4. So we're going to put this in with our tab on this side. We're going to move that top of that tab to 2 3/4 right there. We're going to cut that piece. And then we want it to be 6.5, give or take, in length. So I'm just going to take some off of this side, and then I'm going to turn this around, put it at 6.5, 6 7/8, whatever, 6 3/4. I like 6 3/4. And I'm going to take that side off, and that's just, this is that pocket on the inside, so you can make it any size you want. It is this pocket, okay? The idea is just to make it so that it doesn't interfere with this. All right, so those are those two pieces, and then we're going to cut two pieces that are 3 inches but they're different. Just cut a 3-inch strip. Let's start with that. All right, so we're going to cut a 3-inch strip. I'll explain. All right, so we want one that's 3 by 4.5. Okay. And then we're going to want one that is 3 by 3.5. Okay. Those are our pieces. We're going to cut some more when we come back for the mats, but for the moment, we're not. All right, so we're going to take that first piece, the 3-piece by 4.5 that we cut. We're going to put a 1/2-inch gusset all the way around on 3 sides. So on one side, across the bottom, and here. Okay, and will you just stay there and thank you. All right, so that's going to be our scoring. That's all the scoring we're going to do. I'm going to clear this mess and I'll be right back. All right, now If you don't want this piece on here, then by all means, don't cut it like that. It's entirely up to you. So we're going to do the first things first. On the piece that we scored, we're just going to cut a diagonal across where the X is on the two score lines. Okay? And then we are going to fold those. And we will crease them. Okay? So we have scored them, and now we are burnishing. What else? Why? Because you'll see. Now, on the original one, let me bring that over here. On the original one, we have a pocket here. This pocket is gusseted. That's to give us room. When I open this up, this pocket, no matter which direction you put this thing, if you put it on the page this way, it's okay. But if you put it on this way, when you flip this part up, this is upside down. Yeah. So we don't want to gusset this one. On the original one, I did gusset, but we don't want to gusset this one. We want this one to lay flat, so it's more of a tuck. So that is why we cut the second piece slightly smaller. So we're just going to line these up like this, and we're going to be, you know, taking a notch out of them, but first we're going to cover them. All right, so we're going to cut some mats. We have to decide which of our papers we want to be our base and which one's going to be our pockets. Okay, so because our base, we're going to be cutting this one and this one and this one and this one. So you're going to need paper that is at least 8 inches, but you're going to need a lot of it. I'm kidding. You're probably going to need about a sheet and a half, 8.5 by 11. This is 8 by 8, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. I do have some extra of this pattern, so, well, it's not exactly this pattern. It's sort of the opposite, but it'll work. All right? So when I come back, we're going to be cutting some mats. All right, so out of our base, whatever our base is, we're going to be cutting 7 1/4. I'm going to check this. I'm pretty sure this is 8 by 8. Yes, it is. So I'm going to take off 3/4. Okay, 7 1/4. We're going to keep this for now. It's kind of cool. It's funky. We'll keep it. And then we're going to cut 4 pieces that are now 3 1/4 apart. I have 2 pieces here, so I'm only going to cut this twice. Come on, work with me here. Some days my hands hate me, some days my paper hates me. We're going to keep that because that's cool. That's 4 pieces. Okay, 4 pieces that are 7 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then we're going to be cutting our pocket covers. So there's this one, and this one is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And we're going to be cutting that out of this. So we're going to cut this at 3 1/4. And 3 1/4. And I'm going to cut this at 2 1/4. Okay. That is the piece for here. I'm going to go ahead and take this part off just because it's easier to cover. If you're good, you can do it the other way and leave this on. It's entirely up to you. But that is going to change the measurements of this. So now this is 6 1/4 by 2. All right. 6 1/4 by 2. That is going to be the piece that's going to cover this. And we're going to be cutting one piece for our changed pocket. And this one is 3 inches by 3 1/4. So we're going to cut 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. What do we got? Oh, look at that. 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. That worked for me. All right. So now, additionally, on the original one, there's this one extra pocket here. This pocket, if you want to add this, this is just a scrap tuck. And it is 6 1/4 by 3. 2 1/2. 2 1/2. So, you could cut another piece at 2 1/2 if you have it, and then cut it at 6 1/4, right? And then you're just going to take off, this is one of those things, ladies, be brave from this corner up to the top, okay? Be brave. And then you're just going to want a piece of paper that's going to almost cover it. Bring that out. Mark it with a pencil, and I'm going to make this actually a little bit shorter. Let me take a little bit off of this. I'm going to make it 6 instead of 6 1/4. And then we're going to take this. What I do is I put it twice the distance out, and I match it top and bottom, and then I draw my line with a pencil on the other side, and we trim that on that line. Okay, and that is going to cover that. So now everything is cut. I'll be back in a minute. We're going to put the whole thing together. Since we're doing this in black and white, I decided to ink in black. So I'm just going to ink up my base, and I'm going to ink this all the way around, inside and out, okay? And then I'm going to ink all of those pieces. I know, right? So we're going to get everything inked up, and then we're going to start putting this together. So I'm inking the base. Right now I'm just working on the outside. So I've got the whole thing done, top, bottom, and center. There we go. And we're going to start off with these. Now, do we want the white one on the outside or the black one on the outside? I kind of like the black one on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and put some ink on this real quick, and then we'll glue it down. Now, there is stress on all of this, so you will need to use glue and not tape. And please don't try to do this with glue stick and think it's going to last, because it won't. Okay? Glue stick is great for putting stuff down temporary, or lightweight papers that don't have any stress on them. But if you're using actual, even copy weight paper, and you use a glue stick, it's going to fall apart in about 6 months. So, no, don't do that. All right, so we have this one. If you're going to round corners and stuff, do it before you do this, okay? So we're going to put this on, and these mats were designed to give you a 1/16 of an inch all the way around, okay? So if you just line up 2 corners, it'll all fall into place. Now we're going to do the other side. Again, same piece. We're going to use this color on the outside. Ooh, we should have done this when we were doing the Dalmatian journal, huh? The black and white. Bet you it would have worked nice. Alright, then we're going to glue this one in, and then we're going to do the same thing on the inside to get our base down, and we're going to do all of these pieces. So, go do that. I'm going to go do that, and then we'll come back and we'll get it all organized and figured out, okay? So go ink everything and get your pieces down. Remember, 1/16 of an inch all the way around. So line up two sides, two corners, and then the rest of it will just fall into place, okay? Go ink. Go ink your inside, ink all of these, and put your papers, get started putting your papers in. You can do the inside certainly, and we'll work on these, and then we're going to put the whole thing together. I'll be back. So, my base is all glued together. I'm going to start putting the mats on my pockets and things. This one is going to go on here. On there. And then this one gets the larger of the two pieces. Put this on here. This one's going to go on this pocket. If it's directional, make sure you got it going in the right direction, because this pocket has definitely got a direction, okay? There you go. And then we're going to be gluing this one down, and then we're going to get these parts put on. Now, I'm going to be honest, it's up to you how you put these pockets on. There's no real rhyme or reason for this, okay? But the way that I've done it allows me to get them all in here. So, first things first is this one on the front. You could put a finger nip in here, a notch in here if you want to. I'm not going to do it on this one. But I am going to put some adhesive on here. Now, if you wanted to put a little glue on here so you had little tape so you have instant grab, by all means go ahead and do that. But I'm just going to put some glue on these little gussets. And then I'm going to decide this is going to go this way. So I'm going to put this down. This is where your stress on the paper is going to come from. This is why you can't use glue stick on this, okay? So we're going to put that down. I'm going to use my bone folder to make sure that it is well pressed onto there. And then we're going to move on to the next one. So the next one is that little pocket that's up here. And so we're going to glue this on 3 sides, right on the edge. We're going to bring it in just a little. Okay? Do 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 do. And I'm going to go over this the glued edges with my bone folder here. There we go. Then this is that pocket that you know, in a certain way is going to flip up, and it's going to go right here. Now, if you I think I have a cactus thorn in there. If you need to, you could trim just a little bit off of this, and I'm going to do that because mine is just a little bit wider than I want it to be. So I'm just going to take a little teeny bit off both sides and hit it with my ink just to get rid of that white line. Let's try that. I like that better. Okay, this one I'm definitely going to put a finger notch in because I may put something small in it and I want to be able to get it out. So we'll do that. I'm going to go ahead and re-ink there, and then we're going to go ahead and glue this one down again on 3 sides. And this one, remember, this one's going to be more of a tuck than a pocket, really. It's going to, I took the gussets off of it so that it would be nice and snug. So we're going to put that down right at the bottom edge. So now you can tuck something in it and it's going to hold a little better, okay? Right there. And then on the back, we're going to add this one. And this one we're only going to glue on 2 sides, down the long side and across the bottom. The bottom is the wider of the 2 pieces. Be brave here, ladies. Come on. You can do this. Just slightly in from the edge and slightly in from the side. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put my pin back in here if I can find it. There it is. I'm going to put my pin back in my glue. I'm going to clean up the mess on my desk, and I'll be back. And we'll take a look at the finished product. Okay, this is a pocket here on the front. And it's a pretty nice pocket. Because it's gusseted, it does go all the way from side to side. You could add a little decoration here if you want to. Add a little decoration here if you want to. And then when you put this over the page and you open it up, you're going to have a place up here where you can tuck things in. You're going to have a place here where you can tuck things in, and those things are not going to fall out because it's really more of a tuck. And then on the other side, you'll have, again, another nice big wedge pocket to put things in. Again, the original one had a gusseted pocket here, and I decided that that was okay, but this pocket, not a good idea, because if you put this in your book this way and you have something in here and you open this up, this pocket is upside down. Okay, this one up here. So if you have it in there like this and you open it like this, if this pocket is gusseted, you're going to lose it. It's going to come out. So we don't want to do that. So there it is. That's it. This fits right over the top of a journal page, and you can put all kinds of stuff in here. You can put journal cards in here. You can put large journal cards in here, or tuck in some paper. You can do a nice tag or something here, and again, more paper or journaling cards back here. So that's my project for today. That's all I have for you. If you're new here, push the button for me, please, and check out the community tab here on the YouTube channel, or go over and join my Facebook group. We've got all kinds of stuff going on over there. Let's see, what else? Check out my Ko-Fi. I got some free digitals in there for you. And if you want, my Patreon. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. I love you guys. Bye-bye.